we have UFC 251 coming up this weekend, and there's a lot of really interesting matchups, and this is one that's going to fly way under the radar. Nobody's going to talk about it, but you should know about it, between Mr. Finland, Makwan Amirkhani, taking on the Hatchet, Danny Henry. And I'm really excited about it because Danny Henry, outside of the UFC, former EFC featherweight champ, then he lost it in the first challenge attempt, comes into the UFC, head of steam, gets a big win in his debut. Then he fights a fighter that nobody wanted to fight. We're talking about Hakeem Dawodu, the Canadian phenom, and he finished him in the first minute of the first round and looked amazing. Then he comes out and he fights Dan Ige, and it's tough to have a good fight against Dan Ige. Just ask Edson Barboza. So he loses that fight. We haven't seen him since. He's been booked in a couple of different matchups, but they've fallen through. So here he comes in against Makwan Amirkhani, who definitely has had the harder strength of schedule. And you can just say that based on his last fight against Shane Burgos. And he got absolutely swept in that fight. But he's had some good ones in the UFC. One of the quickest finishes in UFC history in 8 seconds over Andy Ogle, where he almost Jorge Masvidal'd it and just went in there and push the pace as quickly as you can in 8 seconds. But Makwan Amirkhani, it's really the complete package in the jiu-jitsu that he brings into this fight. And he has an X factor in this one that I think is really going to help him. And it's kind of a topic du jour right now. The fact that Makwan Amirkhani, the southpaw to Danny Henry's orthodox, what can that bring in terms of the instep for Makwan Amirkhani in this fight?
Okay, so if this was two strikers, I think it would make a much bigger difference, because Makwan Amirkhani, I think it's going to be an advantage because he can just reach down for that leg if he's going for single legs. With Amirkhani, though, it's much more power doubles, get your guy up against the cage, and then just kind of wear him down from there. More hip throwy than anything with his takedowns. Not to say he's going for like the Ronda Rousey head and arm throws, but it's more get you up against the cage, then go for my double leg, kind of get your feeling, get your balance, and then take you down. And with Amirkhani, too, he almost has too high of an output for his own good. We've seen that in a few of his fights. The Burgos fight is a good example, just because, yes, Burgos was beating him in every round, but Makwan Amirkhani was going for 7 takedowns a round and throwing 95 strikes. And he would land a little bit, and he'd try to throw his hands to set up the takedown. But with Burgos, he'd just defend the takedown, go back to the middle of the cage, defend the takedown, go back to the middle. And by the third round, the TKO, yes, he got hit by a lot of clean shots, but a lot of it had to do with exhaustion more than anything, because if you're extremely tired and you're getting hit with really clean shots by a guy who's as good as Shane Burgos, you're probably going to go down. So I think if Amirkhani can just kind of gauge his output a little bit better, sort of, bring in the range for those first 2 rounds, and then you can continue to go hard in that third, I think he should be able to get the win here. Because when you look at what Danny Henry does well, is he a good striker? Yeah, he's a good striker. Is he good on the ground? He's very good on the ground. But you have to be a monster on the ground to beat a guy like Makwan Amirkhani, because the majority of guys who are beating him are defending that takedown and forcing him to become a striker. Where in this fight, I think he's going to be able to get the takedown. I think Danny Henry's going to be more than happy to get taken down by him so he can start working his grappling off his back. I just don't know if he has the skills to submit a guy like Makwan Amirkhani off his back.
I mean, listen, Makwan Amirkhani's taken on 2 of the best pure boxers I can think of. One of them in MMA, in Shane Burgos. And then if you look back, he has a split decision win over bare knuckle boxing zone Jason Knight. So crazy stuff there. Also, 2 very underrepresented countries in terms of MMA. I mean, how many fighters from Finland have made it in the UFC? Teemu Packaleinen's the only one I can think of, apart from Makwan Amirkhani. And for Danny Henry, how many Scottish fighters? Jojo Calderwood, Paul Craig, who's booked against Gadjimrad and Tagilov coming up very soon. But in terms of the odds here, Makwan Amirkhani about a 2-1 favorite in this one. And if you look over on Tapology, out of 873 votes, 81% going with Amirkhani, 53% predicting the decision. Do you think Amirkhani's going to be able to finish it like Dan Ige did, or are you going with decision here?
Makwan Amirkhani doesn't finish like people in
finished
MMA.
Andy Ogle.
He did, but that's Andy Ogle. And nothing against Andy Ogle. Shout out to Andy. But still, Makwan Amirkhani doesn't have a style where he's pushing for a finish every single fight. It's not like he's fighting like Dan Hooker or something where it's like, okay, I'm just going to try to knock you out. And Amirkhani's very much, I'm going to make you tired. I'm going to grind you out. And not say he has a boring style by any means, because he does have a really high output. And he does tend to put on very exciting fights. It just, I think he's just going to kind of wear out Danny Henry. Really put that UFC experience into play. Just put him down. If he gets back up, just take him right back down. Amirkhani is a phenomenal wrestler, and I think he will be able to get done by decision.
That's the thing too. Good jiu-jitsu set up by pretty good wrestling as well. And you talked about it, some of the judo moves that he can throw in there in terms of throws. Also that instep being a southpaw fighter. I think there's a lot of different factors at play that really play into a win for Makwan Amirkhani. Gonna agree with you and the crowd, going with the decision win for Mr. Finland, Makwan Amirkhani. Great Tapology picture. Make sure you check that one out, and you check out the rest of our videos. For UFC 251, extended look at the 3 title fights at the top of the card. You're gonna want to keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks, Matt. And as we always say, let's get into it.